Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the 12 days of foundation day number 2. I'm going to be reviewing 12 foundations in 12 days. So I'll have day number 1 linked down below, and there's going to be a giveaway every single day, so be sure to stay tuned. But today it is all about the Kosas foundation, which I believe went viral on TikTok. I didn't see it happen. I actually don't see a lot of makeup TikToks. I generally just see foolish stuff because I wear shirts like this. But if you want to skip ahead, because I've been told I talk too much, there will be timestamps down below. I'm going to be doing application, before and after, how it looks in flash photo, all of that good stuff, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoy this type of video. But let's go ahead and get started. So this foundation retails for $42 American, 54 Canadian, so not a huge price difference there. Our dollars, you know, it is what it is. It has 30 milliliters of product in here, which is the average size of the foundation. I also have the concealer here, by the way, and a powder, but kind of a frosted glass bottle with a pump. I love the yellow. I'm a big fan of yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. The only thing about this shade, or what I will say about the shades, I guess, while there's a big shade range, it definitely oxidizes a lot. So I really recommend, if you can, get in store with no makeup on and swatch it on your face like I did. So I swatched, I had picked up shade 240 during the Sephora sale, way off. Today I have the shade 320 Medium Deep Neutral, which is a medium deep with peach undertones, which is perfect for me. I love things that have a, you know, that kind of golden peachy vibe. So this is actually a really great shade, but when I put it on my face initially, as you'll see in the swatch, it looks quite light. It's the lightest one there, and then the next two shades up, there was such a big deviation between those three shades. Those are 3 shades in a row. So it's like, I don't remember exactly, but it might be 320, 330, 340. You see the huge range, and then you'll see after some time passes by, it does become more of my natural skin tone. It could have a little more warmth in it, but definitely is a good match. So let me go ahead and put it on my face. But I will say I was so glad. Sephora on Bloor Street, if you live in Toronto, chef's kiss of service. I don't know what it is, like the one at the mall is just too busy, I guess. But the past few, that's the Sephora I've started going to on Bloor Street, and I swear they are always like, you know, do you need any help? They're always helping me find my shade, and they have no idea I have a YouTube channel or anything. Like, that's not part of it. And she said, you know, let's put it on your face. It oxidizes a lot, and I was so glad that she had mentioned that. So definitely keep that in mind when you're purchasing your shade. And I'm using a sponge today. I've used my Refi brush as well. But I think you'll see this is a really nice shade match. As for what they claim, it says it's the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, SPF 25. With hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. So again, of course, where somebody told me the other day who works for like a big brand, we were talking about how skincare and makeup are really, you know, merging, and a lot of makeup has skincare ingredients, and they called it the skincarification or something like that. I forget. But anyways, it says it has a natural finish, good for dullness, uneven texture. It's clean at Sephora, which long wearing, medium coverage, real safe SPF, real as in REEL, not Instagram real. Not real. Oh my god. Now comes the debate of, do I leave this in the video? Reef safe, obviously, like coral reef. It's first thing. And I honestly have a bit of an emotional hangover yesterday. If you watch yesterday's video, I was like, yeah, I cried today. And then I didn't stop crying last night. I had a bit of a cry night. So this says, this is a foundation review with a side of just dumping of information. It says it's a second skin, natural dreamy finish to visibly blur smooth texture and minimize pores. Niacinamide, squalane, and peptide, so meant to be very hydrating. And I could even tell you, like from, you know what, why don't I swatch a little bit on my hand, and I'm going to let it oxidize. And then I'll put a swatch next to it and show you, because I could even see then where it sat on my hand how different it looked. So just keep that in mind when you're initially putting it on your face. It might look a little light, but it will warm up. And for some of you, you might be like, I'm not going to buy a foundation that oxidizes at all, and that's totally valid too, because, you know, we don't need to make our lives any more difficult. I really love the coverage on this foundation. I do think it looks really beautiful, skin-like, second skin vibes like they are saying. And I would say, again, a medium coverage. My skin is still showing through, and of course using the sponge creates a little bit less coverage as well. But now let's use the Revealer Super Creamy Plus Brightening Concealer and Daytime Eye Cream. Didn't know that. This comes in a lot of shades as well. There's 28 shades of this concealer, which I think is amazing, especially considering when they came out with the tinted oil. I think they caught some flack for their shade range, so really good to see improvements across the range, and it looks like it goes very deep. It says it has a radiant finish, liquid formula, good for dark circles, medium coverage, good for acne and blemishes, and I have this in the shade 7. I bought this a while ago. I think I had this when I reviewed the Kosas tinted oil, which I'll link down below, but I don't have a lot of thoughts on it because I haven't tried it a lot. I don't know if you can start to see the difference in depth here, but this is it after it's oxidized a bit, so a lot warmer than it is right here. So definitely, it doesn't really change the shade fully. Really the tone gets affected and the shade deepens a bit too. Now that I'm looking at the concealer, I was letting it set under my eyes. This oxidizes as well. Because it already was on the more neutral, less yellow, and less bright side. And now it's leaned into that even more. And I generally stay away from any concealers that call themselves radiant. A lot of the time I just find them too creamy under my eyes. In a bad way. I don't see ever using this concealer as an eye cream, but, and I just, sorry, I'm looking at my mirror over here. I just don't love this sort of more hydrating texture under my eyes. I find it hard to set. It kind of never sets sort of vibe. And I definitely don't find it like, I find like this formula says it's crease proof, but I find these types of formulas are the creasiest. But I'm gonna go ahead and take some flash photos. I'll put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I'm curious to see how this holds up with the SPF 25. Here, I have the rest of my makeup on now and I really love the way that it looks. I'll have a tutorial linked down below, or like a little kind of get ready with me sort of video. I'm doing them all week, all during the 12 days of foundation. I'll be uploading an Instagram, on TikTok, whatever, at the same time that has basically me putting this makeup on. So that's way too long of an explanation. It's also listed in the description box, but really love the way that this foundation looks. I think it really does have that kind of second skin feel. My skin looks obviously improved, as the name says, but I do really feel like it's nice and lightweight, doesn't feel heavy on the skin, and just doesn't look that way either. As for flash photo, I have to say I was pretty pleased. I think it looks really nice here in my lighting. You can see the shade match is great. And then in my bathroom, I go and, you know, close the door, turn off the lights, take a photo right in front of my face with flash, really put it to the test. And I thought it held up pretty great considering it has SPF in there. But I think that's because, you know, it's not a full coverage foundation. When you can see your skin, even less likely of a chance of a flashback. And that was wearing the concealer as well, so I thought it looked really good. But I'm gonna go ahead now and go about my day, and I will check back with you in a couple of hours in some natural light. Another day, another cry test. I'm just gonna start calling it the 12 days of foundation plus wear test, flash test, cry test. Honestly, I was on the phone with my friend Jess and talking about just generally feeling stressed about the 12 days of foundation because I am going through a bit of a hard time right now, and then it makes me feel like I can't do my job properly because I don't want to be coming on here and crying every day. And she was like, well, it's realistic. People cry in their makeup. People have bad days. It doesn't need to be, you know, a perfectly regimented review like I'm used to doing. So anyways, it's realistic. That's for sure. And I definitely let out quite a few tears today, and I think things look pretty good considering. I've definitely lost some coverage and whatnot, but it doesn't look patchy or anything. Still feels really comfortable, and it looked gorgeous, absolutely stunning before I started crying. So anyways, I think it looks really good. Also, guys, I will be okay. I am okay. Just, you know, going through some stuff, but I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to do something holiday-esque, but lightly, as in like maybe use white, perhaps. Yeah, and then I'll check back with you this evening. Okay, so it is the end of the day for me. Well, sort of. I'm actually going to I've been invited to go get a pet Santa picture. So I'm taking Emily. Unfortunately, Rue does not travel well to go get a picture taken. So I'm going to refresh the makeup that I already have on because I don't have time to redo it. And considering the fact that I cried today, my face is sweating right now, it has held up incredibly well, so I'm just going to touch up a little bit. This is the KVD Beauty Concealer. I am not sold on the concealer from this brand, however. That has kind of disappeared. If you can hear that noise, my computer has been making that sound for the past couple of days, and I don't know why, so if anybody hears it and knows, that one. Just did a little concealer and now some powder, everything that I was already wearing today. But overall, I really do love this foundation. I think it's solid. I love the shade range. I love the way it looks on my skin. I really enjoy that it has those sort of skincare elements in there. There's SPF, but it's not giving any major flashback. And I think this would work for any skin type. Really, it feels like a very, very solid, versatile foundation. I'm gonna really put it through the ringer today. I think like where I can tell the foundation is still so well on my face, it's like I almost don't even feel the need to touch up my bronzer and highlight. I'm going to just because I'm going to be in a photo, but other than that, just a very light touch up would have totally sufficed. It's just going to meet Santa. So with a little blush. This is actually the blush I was wearing yesterday, the Buxom Mykonos. I'm going to do a red lip. Plus I'm going to take some of the House Labs bronzer in medium level 6. I love this on my eyes. Perfect shade of brown for me. I'm going to use this MAC setting spray just to refresh. Added on some eyeliner as well. And for the lips, ColourPop BFF 4, a little bit deeper. I like doing that with a red lip. And one of my favorite reds, NARS Don't Stop. So just to wrap it up, really, really love this foundation. Definitely recommend getting in store if you can to get a sample. The oxidizing is the only real qualm I have with the foundation. Don't love the concealer, and I'm sort of indifferent on the powder, but this foundation has really, really impressed me. I definitely see myself wearing this a lot. I love the way it looks on my skin. I love the way it holds up. Love the shade match, and I just think it's a really great great solid foundation. How many times can I say it? But thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!